Mr. Holiday here. Hope you had a great summer. It was restful and you're ready to do some good art. We're going to be covering basic drawing techniques. And so I have 3 steps that I want to explain to you. Basic shapes, number 1. Redefine the shape, number 2. And then details and value, number 3. And we're going to go through that in today's video. All right, you ready to get started? Thumbs up. Let's get busy. All right. Our lesson today covers the 3 basic steps of gesture drawing. There's a lot of ways to hold your pencil. Some people can hold it loose like this, and you can actually sketch and draw like this. All right? So you're not making hard lines. You're making gestural soft lines. You can hold your pencil loose like this, but just keep it loose, all right? And you want to use the whole wrist motion and arm motion when you're sketching, all right? You never want to hold it like a knife and stab your work, get frustrated, none of that. All right, let's have fun here. First of all, we start off with basic shapes. So I'm starting off with a circle shape. Now I'm using my whole wrist and arm even to draw this circle. All right, so when I achieve the circle, this is going to start off for a cartoon dog. So basic shapes is number 1. So with this cartoon dog, I start off with the basic shape, a circle. Then I'm going to start off with an oval shape, which is the bottom shape of the dog's face. The oval shape right here. So we have a horizontal oval and we have a circle right on top of each other. Just like that. Basic shapes. Now I want to move into a vertical central axis that divides the face in half. So we have symmetry. And this is how I set up the dog's face to know where his eyes, nose, and mouth falls. All right. The next step, I want to draw the nose. And I know this dog's nose is below the circle here, and it's in this region. It's a little bit below half, and it's a triangle shape, and it falls right on the central axis. All right, and that sets up the mouth, where he has a little smile going just like that. And you know, you have that little cleft on the dog's mouth right here. It's that little center part that separates the dog's mouth from the one side to the other side. And then he has some smile lines here we want to indicate. And then we draw some more ovals here that represent the dog's eyes in this area, okay? And then we have the top of the nose here. These are all basic shapes. Now, with a rectangle shape here and a rectangle shape here, I'm drawing the beginnings of his ear. And we have a triangle shape that shows the drooping ear on both sides. So this is pretty symmetrical right now. All right. So we've achieved the first step, which is basic shapes. All right. Now I want to move into redefining the shape. And sometimes you got to get into a little bit of detail, but not a lot. So I know this dog is going to have his eyelids here, and he's going to be looking off to the side as if he sees a bone or something that caught his attention. And we have to add just a little bit of detail there. So we're moving into the next step, which is redefining the shape. And it's hard not to get into some detail, but we'll get into details later, because details is the 3rd step. So we're still redefining the steps, redefining the shapes. We have basic shapes. Now we're redefining the shape. This is step 2. So in redefining the shape, I want to get into contour lines, show how the ear is droopy and overlaps on top of the shape of the ear. So the front of the ear overlaps the back of the ear on both sides. And I'm pressing a little harder here with my pencil. And because I had such a great underdrawing here, I have a lot of guidelines to help me draw. And I want to attach this head to the bottom of his face. So I'm using another contour line here to show that attachment. And then I start some other cool ideas like the fur hanging on the side of the face. And notice that I'm drawing throughout the whole drawing. I'm not getting caught up on details yet, but I'm redefining the shape. I know that there's a highlight on his nose. That's a detail, but I'm still basically redefining things, making it look clear. All right? And you can see it's starting to come together. Now, this is where I move into some details. Let's get into some shading inside of that iris, and we want to isolate that highlight for that pupil. Some people really do a good job on eyes. I love the way Disney draws eyes. They always draw the iris and the pupil and really make it look great. I'm pressing harder with my pencil, thick and thin line, to show a little bit of movement on that eyelash and the dog's eye here. And it's starting to come to focus. Now we need some eyebrows here. So with a quick gesture, almost like a triangle shape, like a Nike swoosh upside down, I fill in the eyebrows and making them look pleasant. And I'm going to add hatch lines to shade in quickly the nose, going around the highlight. And as you can see, this is starting to come together. And I can add some shading lines around the smile, thick and thin lines under the fur here, thick line, thin line, thick to thin, thick to thin. And I'm moving throughout the drawing. Cast shadow under the ear from the flop of the ear here on both sides. So you say, well, where's your light source coming from? Well, it could be coming from the top. So I'll use an arrow to indicate light source. This is part of his nose here. And as I keep drawing on this, it's coming together. And this can be placed into the computer, worked on in Photoshop. I would take a scan of this or shoot a digital picture with my phone. And there you have it. Mr. Dog. 3 steps that we covered today. Basic shapes. Redefine the shapes. Number 3, add details and value. All right? So, we have Fido the dog here. I don't know why we want to call him Fido, but that's a cool name. All right. Thumbs up.